Hey Naturally Glam fam, it's your girl Jonna. In this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about this topic, heat memory. Have you ever heard of it? A few months ago, I was attending Fro Fashion Week in Brooklyn, New York back in September, and I was there as one of the featured bloggers, and part of us being there as bloggers, we were able to have our hairstyle for free. We were able to have our makeup done for free, and that was for the purpose of us experiencing it and then being able to, of course, share what we were experiencing with you guys out on YouTube land or on our respective blogs and etc. So while we were there, one of the brands called Basic Hair Care, I will put it out there, the brand was called Basic Hair Care, and they had several cosmetologists, stylists there who were offering services, and their product line that they were introducing was a product line that allowed you to wear your hair straight longer if you were wanting to get your hair straightened. It also had other benefits outside of that, but one of the pros that they were really sharing was that you could straighten your hair with this product, and then it would stay straight longer. It was a healthier way to straighten the hair. And I was offered the opportunity to have my hair straightened. Now, I just celebrated my 5 years of being natural, and I have never ever straightened my natural hair since I stopped relaxing it. And so I really don't have any interest in doing so, not because I don't like straight hair, but because I know it's going to be very time consuming and probably wouldn't last that long. That's one reason. The other reason is that I'm afraid that my curl will be damaged, and I don't want to have it happen and then say, oh man, my hair is damaged, and then I'm mad about it. So I just kind of just let it alone. Well, when the stylist asked me about having my hair straightened, and I mentioned that I had some concerns about heat damage, she tried to reassure me, and she said that actually the only thing that would happen or could happen possibly would be heat memory, and that what a lot of us as bloggers are calling heat damage, and we're basically, in so many words, we're miseducating you all out there by calling heat, we're calling heat damage is really heat memory. Now, the term heat memory, I had never heard it before, and so I'm thinking maybe some of you out there haven't heard it either. Evidently, this term heat memory, it refers to when the hair is straightened over and over again by, blow drying, flat iron, and you do it multiple times consistently. The hair, basically, because it's a protein, it's just going to mold to whatever you do most often. So if you're constantly and repetitively straightening the hair is eventually going to remember that, and then when it does not curl back, that is heat memory. Does that make sense? So when I got back home, I wanted to talk to some other licensed cosmetologists, because quite frankly, it really bothers me a lot of times, because I try to be a responsible blogger in that before I communicate education type of information to you guys, I check my resources, whether it's here on YouTube or even on my blog. I recognize I'm limited in the knowledge that I have. I'm not a licensed cosmetologist, nor am I a licensed braider or natural hair stylist. I style my own hair. I do my own hair. And what I try to bring you guys is, information about products and information about general hair care. Now, some stuff is common sense and it's general knowledge that most everybody knows about hair. But anything outside of that, trust and believe. I know I'm not a licensed cosmetologist, and so I reference licensed cosmetologists. Anything I share here, I have checked and double checked before I bring it to you. This video being an example. I attended this event back in September. That weekend when I got home, I text all of the licensed cosmetologists that I know. I had their cell phone numbers in my phone. It was 3. I text all 3 of them when I got home to ask them about this. before I even brought it to you. And then I just recently talked to a fourth stylist about it, and that's when I decided to go ahead and make the video. 'Cause I did not want to make the video until I felt like I had enough resources that I had checked with before I put it out there to you guys. So basically what they were teaching there at the workshop was that heat damage is really when the hair is burned or broken off with the use of heat. When the hair just remains straight, in other words, you know, you have heard of people that have straightened their hair and then the hair just doesn't curl anymore, that is heat memory. It is not heat damage, and that we in the natural community are expressing that incorrectly. However, when I discussed that and brought that up to the licensed cosmetologists that I know, none of them had ever even heard of the term heat memory. They had never even heard of it. And what was being described as heat memory, they felt like is in fact a form of heat damage. However, they did recognize that some clients actually do want their hair to be permanently straight. They want to have their hair basically straight as it would be with the chemical, but they don't want to use the chemical. So they go to a professional stylist, and that stylist does use heat to relax the hair. It's called thermal relaxing as opposed to chemical relaxing. And over time, with using a certain amount of heat, so it's not to burn the hair, but it does break down the proteins in the hair so that it will lose that curl pattern over time. Even if you don't feel like you really have a curl, you know, the textured pattern of the hair over time, by continuing to straighten the hair, they can, you know, remove some of that texture over time. But in their eyes, that is still considered a form of heat damage. So because the curl or the texture is permanently damaged, it's permanently altered, it's permanently changed. So that was their take on it. They kind of felt like maybe using the term heat memory and not saying heat damage sounds a little less threatening. And so if you were to use their product and then your hair did not curl back as it did before, they could, you know, sort of fall back on the fact that, well, your hair is not really heat damaged, you're just experiencing heat memory. And that was their kind of thought on it. I don't know. So I just thought I would share that with you guys. You know, have you ever heard of the term heat memory? If you have, you know, what do you think? Do you think this is heat memory? Do you think it's heat damage? Like I said, this is both. These are all licensed cosmetologists. They're supposed to be the experts. However, you have two differing opinions. So what do you go with? What do you choose? Me personally, I sort of agree with the cosmetologist that I spoke with. I feel like it's all a form of heat damage. Any permanent removal of your hair texture, to me, is damage. Unless that was your intention, then maybe you wouldn't consider it damage. Maybe that's what you want to do. I just thought it was an interesting topic. I've been meaning to share it, but like I said, I like to make sure before I share these types of videos and this type of information that I double check my resources and get it all right before I bring it to you guys, especially since I did mention the brand name, and it's no shade to them. It's just, it is what it is. That's what they said. This is what the other cosmetologist said, and it's for you guys out there to decide and determine. But I thought it would be interesting to bring it to see if it's something that you guys have heard of. And if you haven't, and then later on maybe you do hear of it, you kind of have a little background and you've heard both sides of the coin, and you can kind of make your decision as to whether it's something, a chance you want to take. So that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other topics like this that you're sort of unsure of, you're watching YouTube videos, you're hearing bloggers talk about it, but you want to know from a professional perspective, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. I definitely plan on bringing more of these videos to you guys.